Hi, my name's David. I want to start my own channel, like Introverted Madness, and I just want to talk about things that maybe like interest me, like philosophy or just how I'm feeling, and I just want to tell stories. So, I don't know. Lately, I've been feeling like life is such a competitive game, but you don't necessarily need to approach life that way. You can find your own way of navigating through life, and you don't need to feel like life is such a competition and that it's so serious and that like every move you make needs to be strategized. Sometimes you just need to chill out and like enjoy life because nobody's gonna be there to tell you that life is just what it is, you know? Like you can literally do anything with your life. Not anything, but within your within like reasonable grounds, you actually have the ability to do a lot of things that you didn't do. And I know there's stuff like privilege, like oh, there's privilege, you know, who you're born, what family you're born into, the parents that you have, how much money you have. Those things determine a lot of your freedom. But at the same time, like the world is improving so much that like with AI and other innovations, there's so many great improvements in technology that it allows us more freedom to do stuff with our lives. Like and at some point I actually believe that we will have universal basic income, and not just that, we'll actually have like great universal income. So everyone's going to be rich. And that's kind of like the same idea. That's like the world we live in is actually, maybe I'm speaking from a privileged position, but like now everybody has smartphones and everybody has access to ChatGPT, and it's like everybody is richer now. Like the world is objectively a better place now, and it's only going to get better with better technology. And the way things are going, the trajectory is that technology is going to keep improving, and everybody's going to live better lives, objectively better lives. And personally, like, I also feel like I'm one of those people that feel like that feels that um I personally am blessed with like ChatGPT, and like honestly speaking, I could like live my whole life without working. That's like, considering like the money that my parents have, it's like objectively speaking, if you have like 100K, you could live out your life in like a third world country, and as long as you live like a simple frugal life, you'd actually have the possibility of living through your basic needs like food and rent, because food and rent is much the living costs in third world countries is so much cheaper that once you have like 100K dollars, US dollars or Australian dollars, you're pretty much safe for at least like 50 years. If you, I think like 50 years. I'm just assuming that and pulling that out of my butt, but pulling that out of my ass. But I think like at least 20 years if you're like really smart. And like it doesn't really matter because maybe I'm thinking of this in, I'm like assuming I'm being too optimistic, but I actually believe like technology is going to improve so much of our lives that what I'm worrying about right now is just about money and about living costs and about like how there's like the problem of rent and stuff like that. It's like I already have all of those things covered actually. Like maybe I'm not gonna be like a superstar and I'm gonna be super famous and I'm gonna be super rich and I can do whatever I want. But like at the moment I have like free time. I have free time to do whatever I want to do, and it's kind of like weird because I get bored. And like it's weird because like it the bored I like boredom a little bit because boredom pushes you outside of your comfort zone to try out new things, and it forces you to grow and learn new things that you never knew before, and that force stretches you to become a bigger person. And I like that. And yeah, like I'm always like trying to push myself to gain new achievements and stuff. But honestly, like I'm already improving and progressing. And sometimes I feel like I'm not satisfied with the way things are progressing. But the truth is, like, you are already doing your best, and that's enough. And like, that's something that I tend to forget because I tend to think about things in such a serious and competitive way because that's like maybe that's how I think I perceived my parents and my particularly my father's way of thinking, and I adopted that mindset for myself of like life is a competition and you need to be serious. But the truth is like you can actually choose to be a bum, and maybe that, let's not label things, but the truth is like you could live your life not working a single day of your life. Like I'm not saying I'm gonna do that, but I'm just saying like I had an interview yesterday and I'm like worried that I'm not gonna get accepted, and it's like ridiculous because the truth is it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't define your value, and it doesn't define how much you deserve to be loved and accepted and respected. Like you are completely valid just the way you are. And that's something that I was struggling with yesterday for like a couple moments because I was like thinking, "Oh, what if they don't accept me? Oh, what if I don't get the job? Oh, the job market is so shitty." And stuff like that. And it's like, "Yo, it doesn't matter. Like God has you covered, or if you don't believe in God, like the world has you covered because you have to believe that the world is a good place at the end of the day. Like even though there are scammers and evil people, like people who do bad things, the fact is that the world is still moving towards a brighter future with better technology, and that's a fact that cannot be denied. It is objective, and it is not subjective, or it is not an opinion. It is truth, and that's what, at least that's what I believe in. If it's not a fact, and yeah, like at the end of the day, like things that we used to think like the world is a zero sum game. I think is like such bullshit. It doesn't deserve any like thought, any more thought than what it already is occupying. Like it doesn't deserve, like it needs to pay rent. Okay, like this thought of the world is a zero sum game is actually poisonous and toxic because it doesn't. First of all, it's not. I don't believe it's true, because the world is indeed improving with better and better technology, and the world is getting objectively richer, and everyone is winning in that sense. Like everyone's lives is getting improved with technology, with the help of technology. And I believe that that is true. So I don't believe in the zero sum game. I don't believe in the zero sum game. I believe that the world is a positive sum game, even though some people will, in fact, be richer than other people. That's just a fact. But the fact is, everyone is getting richer. So, like, more schools, like, education is being reformed with the way ChatGPT is moving and stuff like that, you know? But maybe I'm talking too much outside of, like, what I believe. But this is my channel. I can talk about what I want. Thank you for listening. And those are just my thoughts about, like, how life is not a zero sum game, it's a positive sum game. And we are all getting richer because technology is getting richer and better every single day. And we don't necessarily need to kind of live our lives in a way that is aligned with the zero sum game mindset. And sometimes, like, you can just simplify your life and have less expectations of what life should be like. Like, oh, I should be married. Oh, I should have a job now. Oh, I should work the rest of my life. Like, no, no one knows what the truth is. And you have to, like, decide your own truth. And as long as you abide by your truth, there's no one else that's going to stop you, and nobody is actually stopping you, to be honest. Like, there may be haters in the internet and stuff like that, but honestly, like, nobody is going to really think about you, and nobody's going to stop you. So just go out there and be yourself and do what you want, even in realistic grounds, because obviously, like, you can't just commit crimes, but you can do things that, like, take the risk, not work an office job and find your own job, things like that. Not necessarily abiding and sticking to the status quo, but picking your own path and, like, making your own choices in life and taking responsibility for them. And I think, like, that's what you should do. This is David signing out. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Share on Reddit, share on Twitter, and thank you for watching.